Hey everyone, I'm George Lutz. This is Don Finnegan, and we are going to go over just kind of an informal, hopefully brief process of presenting a flag. Many of you hopefully are familiar with the organization enough to know, how it started and what our mission is and where we're going. And one of the most important things we can do as an organization is get personalized flags out to individual families. And we've done that thousands of times. And the more we do it, the more people want to be involved. And it's a very simple process. So we want to kind of nail it down a little bit so that we have some consistency, to give everyone something to look at and to follow, and kind of get an idea of how it's done. Now you can customize this in a lot of different ways. Flags have been presented at gravesite, to just the family alone, to on professional ball fields, on concert stages. I mean, there's so many different places to present an honor and remember flag, and so many time limits and time restrictions. So it could be that you have 5 minutes. It could be you have a half an hour. Maybe you're doing one flag. Maybe you're doing 10 flags. At one point I did 80 flags. I mean, there are so many different ways of doing this. And so you have to look at what all of those possibilities are in your situation. But let's say you're doing one flag to one family and you're doing it in an auditorium to a group. And so you need to make sure you have your elements, right? You need to have your honor and remember personalized flag. You need to have checked it to make sure that all of the information is correct. You do not want to present a flag that has an error on it in any way. And some of them do, unfortunately, come with an error. You want to make sure you have a certificate. You want to have the certificate that you're going to read when you present the flag. That certificate has the words, of honor and respect that you're reading, and the hero's name that you're going to be handing. You'll hand that certificate to the family after it's read. You need to make sure that certificate is correct as well. You need to be able to date that. You make sure you date that flag prior to that event, and that you frame it. It's an 8x10 frame, just so you know, 8x10. And so you want to date it and frame it. It will already be signed. So you want to have that pre-prepared. You also want to have a bio of the hero. Sometimes in presentations, we actually read a bio. Sometimes we allow the families to speak about their loved ones in their own words. And then as we've talked about before, you need to have a screen printed honor and remember flag, or another generic honor and remember flag, screen printed or hand sewn, so that when you're going through the presentation, you are going to be explaining the symbolism. You're going to explain the organization and how it started, why the flag is important, and then you're going to speak about the symbolism and what all the colors and symbols mean. And all of that can be found in a script that was created. We have a short script and a little bit longer script that you can follow verbatim, or you can customize in your own words. And I think those are all the elements that you probably need. So the process of a presentation would be that you would welcome your audience. You could do the colors, the national anthem. You could, like I say, make it big and bold and broad, or you can just do something as simple, and intimate as what you have resources for. And so what would happen is you would welcome everybody. You would invite the family to the stage, or whatever venue you would have. You would read the certificate, read the bio first, if that was the order. You would read the bio. If you're going to make a big blown out, you may have speakers and created it into an event. But we're talking about a very simple presentation. Then you can expand upon that. But these are the elements that have to be a part of that presentation. All right, so you're going to welcome everybody. You're going to bring the family up. You're going to read the bio. And then after the bio, you're going to have someone read the certificate. We do things, there could be a little bit of shift. I read the certificate and open the flag at the same time. Don may read the certificate first and then open the flag. That order, can be simultaneous. we would read the certificate, open the flag, show the flag to the family, for a few seconds, appropriate length of time, and then turn it to whatever audience, depending on how large the audience is, and show that flag to the audience themselves. But I skipped something out, is that as we were speaking, in the order of things, basically welcome everybody, share why we were here, and then go into the flag and its symbolism, right? And what it means, why it's important, why we're here, and what our mission is. And then bring the family up and do the bio, the certificate, and the flag. And that's pretty much a presentation. It's just as simple as that. And Don and I will go through the flag and its folding and how it's gifted to the families. After the presentation, you would gather the family together, take a group picture with the flag, and then you would fill out a presentation report that would go back to the organization and basically close the record and let us know that presentation has been made. Here's the family, here's the picture, here's what all was done that day, and in a very nice, tidy package. And so that's as simple as a presentation is. So when you get your flag is going to be folded in a triangle, hopefully. And Dawn and I are going to go through this. So this is a flag, it's non-personalized, but your flag will come personalized. And the importance of of the flag and the personalization is on this flag to be visible and to be shown forward facing, right? So the flag is, we'll stand up for this one. Let's just say the flag doesn't come folded. And so here's just an honor remember flag, okay? And let's say it's personalized. We're not using a personalized flag. So the way you would fold this into a triangle is first in half lengthwise, so you can still read the name, and then in half again lengthwise, so you can still read the name, and then the triangular fold would start on both sides to the middle, starting at the bottom under the words. So you'd start the folds, moving to the center from both sides.
Oops. Must have too big on that.
That's all right.
Yeah. I got a lot of white.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so when you fold it both sides to the middle, you're going to get a perfectly, triangular folded flag with the center flag, the U.S. flag, being evident, right? Well, one of the parts of the presentation is to explain, as part of the script, why it's folded in a triangular configuration. And it's only folded in this way one time. Once it's open, it's meant to be a celebration of life, not a reminder of death. And so once it's folded, we let the family know and everyone that it's never to be folded like this again, this particular flag. And so you may need to fold it like this, and once you check the name, when you check the name, you can unfold these wings and see what the personalization would look like. So you don't have to, if it comes folded, you don't have to completely unfold it. Even when you take a picture, just unfold the wings and take a picture of the personalization. But one of the important things that we want to make sure we articulate is how you open this flag to present it. Because the flag, we see all kinds of unfolding and upside down and backwards flags that happen, and there's a way of circumventing that and doing this exactly the right way the first time. And so there is a strip of red cloth on the top of this folded flag. It's all it is. There's one strip of red cloth. It's very simple to find. You've got two ears, and then you've got this strip of red cloth. So if you're the one holding it, or you're asking somebody else to hold it, you're asking them to use one hand to hold the flaps together so they don't fly open, right? And you can do that with a few fingers and holding the flag underneath. And if you grab this top red piece of cloth and you let go of your left hand and you shake it, then it's going to perfectly open up in the right direction, facing, the audience. And then once you open it like that, you show it to the family. And you can have one or two people standing there to hold this flag open. One person is certainly enough to do it. You would show it to the audience, and then you can do this yourself or with the other person. Just fold the flag again in two directions lengthwise. You end up with a flag as a set, in the form of a sash with the name visible. And then you would hand that to the family just like this. Give them a hug, give them their certificate, and then move on to acknowledging them through the audience. Hand clap, usually an ovation of some sort. And then afterwards, you would take a picture with that flag with the family so that you've got that captured. You do your presentation report after the fact. But then you want to make sure that the family gets the flag and doesn't fold it back into a triangle. So you would just square fold this flag for them, just as simply as that. Square fold it, put it in the box that it came with, add the certificate to that box, and give them that flag back. Because very often there's some kind of a reception, there's food involved and drink. This becomes an heirloom quality gift that we want to make sure is not ruined. Remind the family that it's not to be flown every day. If they want to fly it on special days, that's great. And then we often give them a screen printed flag as a secondary flag to fly every day if that's what they want to do. And so that really is the accumulation of what the process is for a presentation of a personalized flag. It is not that complicated. And Don, did we go through everything?
I think we covered everything. It's each presentation's a little different, so you kind of have to size up a little bit of your audience, as well as how you word a location, if you're bringing the family up, just little things you kind of learn, because you want them angled so you can show them the flag before you show it to everybody. It doesn't always work that way, and it makes it special after you've done it a few times to kind of lay that out, have your certificate out in front, so that family can see it. This is not a surprise, and you want everybody out there to actually view that sitting down before you actually go, because they're not sure themselves how this is going to go. So they're nervous too. So
absolutely. So the important part of what we're trying to convey is that get your elements prepared, make sure your flag is correct, and that it is opened and presented properly to the family. Getting that flag open is critical to making this seem crisp and respectful, handing it to the family, and making this a successful presentation. So hopefully this is helpful to you. There's lots of people to help, in the organization, and thank you for taking the time to watch.